Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Just got through working out with my daughter Molly. She's right here.
Just got a good workout on. Dad pops. He actually encouraged me to go to the gym. I didn't really want to, and he was like, "Let's go."
Yes, and we're going to be making that challenge DAP video very soon because we're getting ready to launch the challenge DAP. So Molly will do a video, and of course Molly has what, 500,000 subscribers, or really close to 500,000?
Very close to 500,000.
Yeah, she's getting close to 500, over a million or close to a million Instagram. So there'll be a lot of media. So thanks, Molly. So anyway, obviously the big thing today that everybody wants to talk about is the price, because the price was down big today. And of course, last night when I was making a video talking about how we needed to go through $7 in order to break through, to kind of push through to higher limits, you know, I was a little bit concerned because EOS was going up a little bit at a time. It wasn't making big jumps. Usually when I'm watching EOS, it makes pretty good jumps when it's going up. When it goes up slowly like that, it's always a little bit concerning. So that's why I thought we needed to get through $7 for higher numbers. But the reason why EOS is down is obvious. I mean, in my analysis, isn't any different than anybody else's you're going to watch on this. Is simply because Bitcoin is down big. And Bitcoin, of course, is very thinly traded. I mean, the thing about Bitcoin, I mean, not thinly traded, but there's a very thin market with Bitcoin because there's only 21 million Bitcoin available. So that's a thin market. That's not a lot of, there's not a lot of availability for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very limited by having 21 million available Bitcoin, of which we don't even know how much are in inactive wallets. I guess there was an inactive wallet came up the other day and put a bunch of Bitcoin on an exchange. Of course, we know Satoshi had a lot of Bitcoin inactive. So of the 21 million, we don't even know how many is being traded, which is very thin. So obviously when you get a lot of short sellers, like you've had with Bitcoin, I think there was a big jump in short selling the other day, you can drive the market down, and that's probably what happened. You got a big dump on the market because of the thinly traded Bitcoin, which when Bitcoin gets a cold or has sneezes, everybody else gets a cold, or everybody else gets, gets something very bad, because that's what happens with Bitcoin. Bitcoin controls the market. Bitcoin is the 500-pound gorilla in the room. It's got the name recognition. Everybody knows Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin is the original protocol of cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So when Bitcoin goes down, it takes everybody else with it. But that's a good thing for EOS, because EOS doesn't have anything going on that would cause it to be depressed or go down. In fact, if anything, Bitcoin should be, EOS should be skyrocketing right now, especially with the idea that the fact that so many dApps are being created. I think the dApps are up over 30 now. dApps will start being used. People using dApps will bring people into the EOS ecosystem. Right now we have a community that's all related to one another. Everybody kind of understands the cryptocurrency world, understands a lot of stuff. It's intelligent blockchain people are involved with EOS right now, simply because the way it was originally, the ICO, where you had to be, of course, in my country, United States or China, you couldn't be involved. You had to do it another way. So, and of course, with the fact that it's been a little bit difficult to create an account, the tools haven't really been there. Not because of EOS, but because EOS is decentralized and EOS hands it off to the community, and it takes a little time for the community to build tools. It takes a little time for the community to start building dApps, and all that is progressing rather well, and that's a very good sign for EOS. The other thing I want to make a little bit of mention to today, and I've watched a couple of videos on this, is the fact that Ethereum, and of course everybody knows I love Ethereum, I love Vitalik. I think Vitalik's one of the greatest showmen there are in cryptocurrency. He's gone tirelessly throughout the world talking about cryptocurrencies and Ethereum, and he's a brilliant mind, and he's a great showman for Bitcoin. I mean, for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for all kinds of proof of work and now proof of stake protocols. But Ethereum has launched a lot of ICOs, a lot of ICOs. I don't even know, but a lot of these ICOs haven't really developed much. So they originally raised money in an ICO. Now the ICO needs to figure out a way to evolve into the next level, from just raising money to now actually developing something and having it active, which is getting to be an issue with Ethereum because of the scalability of Ethereum. So the fact that a lot of ICOs have been launched and now need to do something in order to create some sort of value, and that isn't actually happening right now, gives Ethereum, and that's why Ethereum is getting hit pretty hard right now, gives Ethereum a little bit of an issue, which EOS doesn't have. Because obviously with EOS, scalability is not a problem. Thousands of transactions per second. Ethereum's a very few transactions. I think around 10, 12, 15 transactions, I'm not really sure. But this is kind of an issue, and then maybe when the cryptocurrencies come down, Ethereum's being scrutinized very hard right now because of all the ICOs, all the coins that have been launched on Ethereum that really aren't doing much. And that's not any particular indictment on any one coin, because I feel the pressure too. We've created a coin, and I have people say, you know, what's going on with Challenge? Well, hey, we just did the airdrop a month and a half ago. We are working on the DApp every single day, almost 24 hours a day, trying to get it launched. There's a lot of issues with launching a DApp. One of the issues is running on a sidechain. Running on a sidechain means you've got to have security, meaning, and you also have, when you're on the sidechain, you've got to have security, and you've got to be able to put the stuff up in a way that doesn't affect people's security if they're on a sidechain. So there's a lot of technical issues involved with developing a DApp, which I think a lot of people take for granted. They don't realize the amount of effort that goes into developing dApps. We do, because we're doing it. And we're dealing with this on a very, so my feeling about Ethereum is, I'm not particularly picking on any one coin, but I'm just saying overall that something has to be developed, or some idea has to be progressing, or the coin doesn't have any value. And if the coin doesn't have any value, then it's a negative on Ethereum. And the reason is because of the inability for Ethereum to scale to the kinds of activity that it needs in order for something to really take off. So that may be affecting the market somewhat too. I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of variables going on. The real issue is that a quick way down is also a quick way up. Going down 25–30% one day is probably unrealistic. It's probably going to bounce back here very, very, very quickly. I think tomorrow is a big trading day. We'll see what happens with Bitcoin tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly where it's at. I think it's still over 6,000. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, if it continues to drop down, you know, we might have to talk further about the market. But I think that shorts will get covered. People will probably see the shorts, see that it's a manipulated market because it's a thinly traded market of 21 million coins, and that they'll be able to recover quickly from this. But anyway, a lot of activity going on. This is the place to be. I was just listening to Charles Hoskinson from Cardano, and he made some really good points about how when technology is technology, there's nothing you can do to stop it. When the technology is the technology of the time, there's really nothing you can do to stop it. And that's what it is with cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. Nothing's going to stop it. It's going full force ahead, regardless of what anybody thinks about it, regardless of where Bitcoin goes, regardless of where anything goes. This is technology that is the technology that's taking over the future and the financial system. So please, right now, it's nothing to be concerned about. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.